What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Queerly Committed. We are the podcast that discusses love, life, and relationships. I'm Erin.
I'm Corey.
And yeah, welcome back to the QCP. Anyways.
QCP.
Yeah, the QCP.
QCP.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
You down with QCP?
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
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 Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So, today, what are we talking about?
Well, we're going to do an update first.
Yes.
Turns out that I am lactose intolerance.
Lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
You're lactose intolerance?
I'm lactose intolerance. I love it. I love the lactose and I shouldn't have it. So yeah, turns out that that's a thing. So, yep. Anyways, carry on. Just wanted to update everybody that, yeah, the conclusion is yes.
I think, to me, what is so amazing and fascinating, truly, about this conversation is that whenever you told your mom that you thought that you might be lactose intolerant, she was like, yeah. You were lactose intolerant as a baby. And then her mother says, why didn't you say something?
I'm like, well, why didn't you say something to me? And it's because I grew out of it.
Right. So
had she had known I was having issue. But I didn't have issue until, like, just recently.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it turns out, like, there's something I learned about myself.
Wow.
Wow. Learning.
Getting to know yourself.
That's right.
So, yeah.
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 Wow.
Wow. There's so much happening. Like, so much happening in our own lives and so much happening in the world right now. Like, it's truly an incredible space to exist in.
The wildness that is living in time at this very moment.
Yes.
Because it's revolutionary, really. Truly, I really do feel that, because there's so much wild shit happening all at once, and it's monumental, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely a turning point. There's definitely something on the other side of it. I don't know what that is, but hopefully it's not fascism. We're going to do everything that we can to make sure that it's not. So, yeah. So,
Fighting the good fight.
Fighting the good fight.
Yes.
So.
But I also think, too, that, like, sure, yes, there are political things that are happening all of the time. There are societal things that are also happening. There are personal things. There are communal things. And it is fascinating to me to watch the entire world live and breathe together as one. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fascinating to kind of look outside of myself at the world with a different vantage point. And actually, kind of something that we've started doing recently, and I think this was really fascinating. We started viewing other people as a version of ourselves.
Yes. So
when out in public, somebody is out at the grocery store. They parked in the lines, but maybe a little bit crooked. That you parked crooked. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Or maybe you parked crooked. But the point is, nothing is that serious. And also understand that we are all so incredibly interconnected as a species, as a human organism. Mm-hmm. It is mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. Like, I found a recent familial connection with my best friend.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was wild. When the message came through, and you were like, hold on a second. And then your grandmother, she wrote that book, that family history book. And you started flipping through the pages like really like,
like
boom,
frantically,
boom, boom, boom.
frantically.
And you like, and like you just found it and you're like,
I found it. And then I just started studying the pages, and I went back to the text that my friend sent me, and I went, holy shit. my friend who I've known for 12 plus years is somebody that I've known this person for 12 years and then just recently discovered that their cousin, I'm going to have to draw a graph for everybody, truly, because it'll be easier for everyone. All right. There's a graph.
Think about it. Just little rootsies everywhere.
Yeah. And my friend's cousin, their great-grandmother was the sister of my great-great-grandfather. So they were siblings. Which means, in some form or fashion, this person's cousin and this person obviously also share blood. And I share blood within the same line. So my friend and I are actually related.
In some way, yeah.
In some, like, I know it's so distant, and I'm not claiming any kind of anything.
But
it's
just
magical.
right. It's just interesting. It's just very interesting because she saw the name and she knew that name was like tied to you.
Right. And
Right.
she knew the last name and location. She was like, listen, it's not that big of a place, and everybody knows everybody. It's, it's a small town, so of course we recognize what is familiar. Mm-hmm. But I think that's also it, is we recognize what is familiar.
Right.
And with this interconnection that we were just talking about, humankind, I think there's a lot that we can learn from each other. Mm-hmm. That cannot be learned simply solo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And how amazing is it that your grandmother, like, also wrote that book to where you had that information right there at hand.
Right. I didn't have to search.
Right.
I didn't have to call anybody. I didn't have to text. I didn't have to figure out, oh gosh, I didn't even have to pull out the internet.
Right.
And the book was right there.
Right. You just have a book.
Yeah.
So
and it's our family history.
Bless her. That's amazing.
I also love to see that my grandmother has written a book. I write songs. I write albums. An album is a book. Mm-hmm. I also write. I enjoy writing. And I write essays and prompts.
You're like A. Ham.
I am.
Except minus the infidelity.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm definitely not going to publish it for the world to read.
Here is my terribles.
Right. Here are all the bad things I've done. But just so you know, I didn't embezzle any funds.
Right. Like, well, he did good with the money, so...
He's fine. He's fine.
Right. And I used all my own money.
You said, I did pay for this.
Right? I did pay for this, and it was with my own monies.
We watched Hamilton, the musical.
Say that again.
We watched Hamilton, the musical.
I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, like the production that is available on the streaming services.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was very fun. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet, and when I came home, Corey was watching it, and so I sat down, and I'm just sitting there, and it caught my attention, and I was just like, okay. I'm like, wow, this is pretty amazing that they put on this production, this play. They made the play into a movie, which was also amazing, and what was it? It ended up having the most words ever in a Broadway?
Yeah, more than 20,000 words are used in the entire duration of the play, which has a runtime of about 2.5, 3 hours.
Right, and if they said that if they had sung it like traditionally, it would have taken like what,
4 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
wow.
Like it would have more than doubled in length. But that's how fast Hamilton is.
Yeah.
Like that's how tight and creative, you know what I mean? And I think truly, and it all ties together with I told you I watched an interview where Lin-Manuel had written at least parts of Hamilton on the subway. And I think that's such a cool thing, using what you have, what is available to you, to do the things. We are doing just that.
Right.
You know, using the things that are available to us to get the message out, to spark this conversation about what it means to be creative and how we are all truly creative. I don't care.
We're all family.
If you say that you can't create, don't you bring that in here, because you can. You are a creator. You are child of creator, which makes you a creator. My family, I come from a family of writers. And of course I do. Of course I do. That is also the same woman that sung barbershop quartet harmonies, and like, I learned to harmonize at a very young age. So now, like, I'm tapping into that version of me, and I'm enjoying the songs that I used to mock.
Right. Yeah.
And it's so fascinating how it all comes back around.
Yeah, we dropped some stuff from the 60s the other day, 60s, 50s, and whatnot, and we were just like, wow, but this slaps.
Yeah.
Because the production was just outstanding, but at the time we're like, nah, meh, because we didn't want to listen to old people music. But now it's gotten to the point where it's like, this is art, this is classic, like, yeah, they don't make it like they used to, because this is real shit, like, this is the good.
Right, this is writers who wrote their music. That's the difference. It's not a team of writers that is dedicated to this craft, which mixes energies. I'm not saying it's bad or it's wrong. I'm just saying that it is
vibrationally different.
It is.
Vibrationally different.
Right. I mean, if you think, because especially as a songwriter myself, all of my instruments are tuned to 432 hertz. If I play with another musician who is not familiar with that resonancy, like, and I don't just mean in the ear, I mean in the soul, familiar with that resonancy, my energy, their energy will never.
Right.
And then what happens whenever waves are opposite? They cancel, which means nothing continues further past that. So when an entire band that has been together sometimes sleeps together, Fleetwood Mac, it's okay, but like, does the things together, then they also grow together and create this music together that continues to thrive. I think that's what's so different to me, that I can see is where it's coming from. And I'm not saying that modern day artists, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that modern day artists are. I'm talking in a general sense of the radio shit. You know what I mean? The top 40s. You know what I mean? Like this washed.
Right. This over. It's almost disingenuous. Right. It's almost disingenuous. But it's the same thing. It's the same formula. Which, what they don't tell you when creating songs is literally every song ever written is just another pattern of some other song that has already been created, and that's what they don't tell you. Right. So if you go to buy music classes or music courses for music production, that's what they're going to tell you. And I know this because I went through that. Right. And that's exactly what they told me. And I'm not going to say which schools that they were, but one was a major one and one was just a producer. So, and they both said the same thing. So I'm here to tell you, just do your thing. They're going to tell you to take your favorite song, put it in the thing, and then copy it and make it yours. So, ta-da! Right. I just saved you thousands of dollars. You're welcome.
Ta-da! And by copying, it does not mean replicate.
It means break it down, see how it works, and then piece it back together yourself.
Understand the mechanism, the ingredients in the thing. The loaf of bread.
Right. But I think there comes a point where, like, the same ingredients are just used over and over and over again. It's just like they become
Salt, pepper, garlic, salt, pepper, garlic, salt, pepper, garlic. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then
but
it's
salt, pepper, garlic is timeless, though.
it is balanced with
Right.
thyme and oregano,
Right.
and maybe a little bit of
Right.
paprika. You know,
Right,
I don't
right,
know
right.
what other
Things, right.
I don't do a lot of the baking,
But when you just have the salt, pepper, garlic
right.
over and over and over and over again, where's the flavor?
Where's the flavor?
Where's the flavor?
right?
Cane Culto. My goodness, what a
I want to talk about that artist.
yes.
so hard on this
yes.
podcast.
So
yes.
yes. So I
I need more water. I shall return. Do you
Yes.
need more water?
I have no water. Would you like a sip of my water?
Yes, thank you.
You can have all that water. Is that enough water?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So, but Cane Culto, my gosh, this gentleman just came out of nowhere, it seemed, and my gosh, what an incredible artist. I really, really, really enjoy their music, the imagery that is used, the style that he has, and the verbiage. Holy shit. Like, it's just so entertaining. It is so entertaining, and it's so fresh and so unique. Like, and the sound.
Yeah.
The sound.
It is familiar, but it's familiar like cinnamon.
Right.
Something that you know deep in your soul, but you don't get it everywhere.
Right. It's that
yeah.
it's that one where you visit a foreign country and you find this spice, and you are always trying to find that spice in like dishes when you like return home, and you can never find that certain spice, that certain flavor. That's Cane Culto.
Yeah.
That is Cane Culto.
Music is food.
Music is food. It's mathematics and food. It's nourishment.
Wow. How fascinating.
Yeah.
And truly to find artists that are out here doing something as an independent is so cool to watch, because we are independent artists. We function with the flow of self-management. And like, that's a skill.
We've essentially cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
We've essentially cut out the middleman because I think that I'm going to go ahead and predict that there will be the fall of the music industry, at least when it comes to, you know,
Producers
when it comes to original artists. I think that we're going to see a lot of the same cookie cutter, you know, and that's all going to remain still with music label, music industry, like that kind of thing. I think that that's what that you know. But as far as them picking up independent artists, I think that independent artists don't need that.
Yeah.
I think that they're in a position to where they have, you know, they've funded their own tours.
Yeah.
They've put out their own music. They cut out, and they're keeping their money.
Right.
And that's huge. That's a big important thing, you know, because I think that that's why you don't see one-hit wonders anymore. You know, there were people would invest in these bands. These bands would go under because they owed so much to these record labels.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, like, it was just impossible to get out. They're just done. And I think independent artists, I think that they are realizing that they don't need a solid record label, you know, to put their things out there. And I'm not talking about independent labels. I'm talking about major labels that eat up everything and consume everything, and they don't care about the artists. They just chew them up and spit them out. So like, if you were like, well, hey, this is
like
right.
Ticketmaster,
right,
that end up like, you know what I mean,
yeah,
like that they're taking way more than what is
right.
theirs, and the
Ticketmaster,
artist is
Live
left
Nation,
with
yeah,
scraps,
right,
giving this idea of the starving artist,
right, that
is a farce,
right.
These artists eat like fucking queens,
right.
Like, it's incredible. And not to brag, I just mean simply that it is, I don't subscribe to that ideology.
Right.
I do not subscribe to the, if you are an artist, you have to struggle. If you are an artist, you have to have hardship. There is a growth period, sure, as with any and all fucking skill that we all
And hardship's just content to write about.
Ayo.
You know?
That's an experience that you lived through.
Right. It's something to talk about.
Right.
And that's another thing is like when you get onto a major label, you get that cut off from you. You don't get to talk about what you want to talk about. They are like, no, this is your vibe. This is your look. This is how you're going to do this.
Right.
And people are either going to love it or hate it. And I mean,
because at that point, they are a product that is being sold.
Yeah.
I am not a product being sold. I am an experience in itself. And if you'd like to partake in that experience, you can find us here on YouTube, on Buzzsprout, on TikTok, on Blue Sky, and on Instagram.
Hey. But right, our brand, because it is a brand.
Yeah.
It is a brand, but the brand is the vibes.
Right.
And yeah, it's all about, and that's another thing is like we've seen music shift from party to vibe. And that's another big thing is just like, what are the vibes? What it like, because before artists.
That's what I sent to you. Like, or that was in my profile.
Yeah.
What are the vibes?
What are the vibes? And, but that's where it has been recently. Not recently. It's been a slow, steady build up to that. Is that the DJ is no longer providing music for the party. The DJ's the vibe.
Right.
And it's
DJ
different.
Is the music.
It is right. And it like, what are the vibes that you're bringing to the dance floor? Because that's what they're looking for now. They're not like, you're not playing to the party, you're creating the party. And that's a big, huge shift. Yeah. You know, and it goes from that because I've been involved in like the electronic music scene since very young, and I've watched it go through all these stages before. So, and now it's just wonderful to see it coming back to where it's vibes. And I love that because you get to see more of like the atmospheric and melodicness of it. And you get to really see the whimsiness of like all the different artists. And I love a good show. I love a good performer. I am one as well. And I can do both, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not to say that I'm going to walk into a venue and like the vibe is like they want party. Okay, well then that's what I'll like. You got it. That's what you mean. You got to read that. Be able to read it.
Because if they want party and you put out house,
right?
They're gonna be like, it's not really what we're vibing with.
Right, it's not that kind of party.
And it'll feel like a miss on your end,
right? Because
those energies,
right,
don't flex with each other.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
Right. Yeah. But it's also the same. You go through the same thing with like your set lists and the sets that you build, because I know that like you have a lot of very like vibey, very emotional musics, and you as of late you've been busting out more of your upbeat, your very like energy paced, and like you got people like jamming into it and whatnot. And you've learned how to salt and pepper. Salt and pepper's here. Anyways, you learn how to like salt and pepper those into your sets. Season. You've learned the correct amounts of the pepper and salt and garlic. You've learned the Holy Trinity. You've learned the Holy Trinity and how to additionally add the thyme and the oregano and the parmesan.
Oh, yes.
Permission. Chicken permission.
Chicken permission. But like all of these little additions to it, truly, it is the flavor. It's the minor seventh that makes that line in the fucking verse, bridge, whatever, really fucking stick there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that little bit of whatever it is, that's the flavor.
Right.
And that's part of the whole experience, and what a beautiful thing that is. So yes, I agree. I am also glad to see artists that are traveling that path of individual artistry and a full expression of self, because what a magical thing that is.
And there are some artists out there that are on major labels that are doing big things, and they are intelligently piecing things into their lyrics that maybe major labels wouldn't recognize, but it's actually going to put you down a rabbit hole if you start to look into it. Like, Kendrick Lamar's one of them. Like, big time. Like, kudos to Kendrick Lamar. Like, it gets, if you go, listen, it gets pretty wild and pretty deep in there. And I'm not just talking about the whole Drake thing. Like, there's even more to it. So, but that's for another day. That's for another day. We're here to talk about the thing.
Yeah.
The whimsy thing.
The whimsy thing.
The whimsy thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't remember how this episode got started. I'm grateful
Lactose intolerance.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
limerence.
Limerence.
Love and limerence.
Yeah, we really didn't touch on love and limerence at all.
No. I love music.
Yeah. Well, and we don't have to talk about whatever. That was just kind of like a starting point, but then we just ended up flowing with whatever.
And it seemed to be geared towards, like, music and vibes.
Yeah.
And how you shouldn't have a shit-ass attitude.
Yeah.
Nah. Because a shit-ass attitude don't do nobody good. I think we derailed the whole thing, though. But that's okay.
But also, like, a shit-ass attitude happens.
Right. And people are going to be able to tell you have an attitude. Like, if you get on stage and you have a shit-ass attitude, nobody's going to want to listen to you. And they're going to you're going to clear the floor. They're not going to pay attention. They're going to walk away because they can feel that shit. If your vibes are off, everybody's vibes are off. They're going to leave. You're going to fucking take a whole packed bar and, like, just, or a venue, and then everybody's just going to skedaddle.
I had to shake it off today before we recorded. Because I was in a great space, so excited about recording and so excited about talking about it. And then as soon as I hit the record button, it's like formaldehyde came out. And I was like, Ugh!
Well, it was, yeah, we had to get you back to casual to Jekyll.
Yeah, jeez.
But I think it started to get complicated as far as, like, getting everything set up, as far as like the microphone arm wasn't being compliant. Like, it was, everything started to become increasingly more difficult. And then I was like, hey, you're gonna be shit ass. If you're gonna have shit ass attitude, then we should just not do the things, and we can later on delegate. Like, I'll do setup. Maybe we can switch off so it's like everybody gets a little piece of the pie, so we're not like over it, because it is a lot of things to do. It is a lot, especially since we had everything torn down and we were doing other things with it. So it was like rebuilding everything all back up. So it is a process, and it can get a little bit frustrating and upsetty spaghetti, just because you got to find the right position for it. You got to make sure that everything works. I mean, we have dogs that want to walk past, and, like, if the cord's not in the right position, the dog's going to knock it out with it, with her tail and whatnot. And there's just a lot of things that we have to consider. And yeah, we do let our dogs stay in the room. If you can hear snoring, that's Sadie. That's our hound. That's our beagle hound.
Yeah.
So if you hear snoring, that's her. She's snoozing by our feet. We got Freya behind us, being a good dog. And yeah, we love them here. We love them here in the room. Because they're family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not going to close them out. Because if we close them out, that's just going to be another distraction. Because they're going to want in.
Right.
So just let them be in here.
Someday, we will have a setup that never gets torn down.
Right.
And we'll have a consistent studio space.
But you know what? We work with what we have.
Yeah.
Because we feel that it's important and necessary to have these connections. So, yeah.
Yeah. Wrap this up like a baby.
Like a baby. Or like a baby. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. And we hope to see you again soon. I'm Erin.
I'm Corey.
Stay bold.
Stay wild.
Stay whimsy.
Ooh, and stay soft.
Stay soft. But most of all, stay queerly committed. Bye.
Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Queerly Committed. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who could use a little communication upgrade.
And as always, keep vibing, stay real, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done. How about the Funyun bag, though?